Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, August 25th, 2024. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and I'm also on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And for those of you who listen every week on YouTube and Spotify and through Spreaker and through my business Facebook page, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and for your comments and for your suggestions. And speaking of suggestions, this week's topic is a suggestion, and it's about inspired action. And how do you know it's inspired action? And what happens if it doesn't turn out? So I want to dive right into that because I learned through spiritual teachers, as many of you have as well, that inspired action is very important. It is part of the steps that you take when you're trying to manifest your ideal life. First, you will get very clear on what you want. And that goes in every area of your life, whether it be money, whether it be relationships, whether it be health. And then often we're very clear about what we want, we're going to start to visualize it. And sometimes that visualization is very well helped with vision boards and other tools. And we also should speak when we are very clear on what we want, such as never speak against what you're trying to have. Always speak as if you've already achieved it, that it has already happened, it is already a part of your life. And so another part of these steps, and I want to add one actually, and that is feeling it. Not only do you talk like it's done, you envision like it's done, but you feel like it's done. And actually the emotional part of it is the most important because it's just so powerful. How we feel is what we get. Now, the next step would be taking action. And action should never be forced, done with any degree of lack, desperation, fear, anxiety. It can make you feel like you have butterflies in your stomach, a little bit nervous, but it should always be through inspiration. And it's very important to be open to how opportunities can come to you, how things can take place in order to give you what you want. Because we often try to control the narrative. We often think, okay, I've got to do these certain forced actions, like perhaps apply to a lot of jobs when we're looking for one particular job with all that we would desire. Perhaps our first action would be going on a lot of dating sites when we're trying to meet that ideal person. But we don't have to do all that. We don't have to flood with action and try to force timing and be nervous about any of that. What's most important to do, first and foremost, when setting up for inspired action is to pay attention to your inner self, paying attention to your feelings. What ideas come up? Do you get an urge to do something, like take a walk or eat a certain way? Do you also notice any synchronicities around you or coincidences? Is the same message coming up over and over again to you? Or the same job coming up over and over again? Or just anything that feels like it's happening over and over again? That is a bump to take action. And another thing, intuition. Intuition is so important. It is a guide. It is your number one guide. And sometimes that intuition can display itself through feelings, through knowing. It's knowing without knowing. You don't know how you know, but you know you know. Perhaps you feel like you should look at a certain home, but you don't know why. There's something about that job, but you couldn't tell yourself why there's something about that job. Perhaps it's something about a person that you're meeting for the first time. You don't know why, but you know you should get to know them. That's intuition. And intuition is strongly developed through being in tuned and centered in the moment, or perhaps having a meditation practice. And so meditation practice, such as centering in the moment, perhaps chanting staring at a candle, another good and inspired action to take to actually bring about inspired action is to walk in nature, to eat in a healthy way, to keep a journal and be aware of all your feelings and all the coincidences. All of these measures will develop not only your intuition, but also your awareness. It'll help you to further be in tune with your body. And sometimes it may not make sense. Sometimes you get an incredible urge to go to a park or go to a store or meet up with a particular person. I remember once I wasn't really feeling the best. I was a bit under the weather. This was many years ago. And I got invited to a book signing. And something in my gut said to me that even though I wasn't feeling right, I should go. And the person who was inviting me was trying to talk me into it. At the same time, I'm thinking I should go. And when I went, I met a very important teacher. And they acted as if they had already met me, already knew me. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know why you know, but you know. And this isn't an area that you use your head. You don't use your thoughts. You don't reason. You don't use the logic. You just know that you know. It's like when you meet someone you don't feel good about them. You're right. And then maybe you give them a chance anyway, and you find out that the first impression you had was the right one. Always go with that inner radar. It is so important. It saves you a lot of time, and it helps to line up all that you're asking for. But again, it is so important to be clear on what you want. The universe can't send you a mixed bag, can't send you something if you have no clarity about it. So again, get very clear. Have the intention of it. Affirm you have it. Be in tuned to how it may show yourself. You get the ahas. You get great ideas and feelings. And then you move. You move on it, even if you're scared. Now, sometimes, even though you're following your inner self and you're taking inspired action, things don't always work out. And why is that? Or not work out at that moment regarding that direct particular opportunity. It's always about a need for growth. Always. You either need more growing to do in some way, you're not ready, it's not the time, or you already have had the growth and something has been upgraded. So that opportunity is no longer viable. It no longer aligns with you. But good news is another one will come forward that's even better than the first, or perhaps the second or the third, depending on what's happening. And so we are here to grow and to expand. And I find that universal energy is really responding to us faster than ever before. And it is indeed very possible that it is responding to the vibration that you're putting out, and things can shift at any moment, even if we're about to attain what we are what we have lined up to have. And so it is important not to have fear. Try not to be frustrated. Be patient. Keep your intentions. Even notice if there's upgrades to what you want. Perhaps what you thought you wanted at some point is now more. Perhaps let's use a simple example here. Perhaps you thought you wanted $100,000. Now you want more. You want $1 million. Perhaps you thought you wanted $1 million. Now you realize, no, I really just want 500,000. You see, and it's okay. It's okay that things tweak, that things change, that things upgrade in some way. Just keep to your intentions. Don't give up. And have faith. Have hope, faith, and belief. It's so very important. Because in time, if you stay with it, it'll always line up. Now we are a species that can give up. We can give up right before we get there. So this can test you. This can test you being a manifester of this great earth and your life. And it can challenge, it can test, especially when you think you're doing the right thing. I know people that have made a great inspired action. It's a move. And then find out when they get there, it wasn't the right move. That's okay. It means that you go back, not to square one, but you go back to another path. You go over to another lane. And perhaps there's something that you have to evolve in order to be there. Perhaps in some way that was not the place, and it shows yourself not to be the place. It's always and always, always trying to work out for your higher good. And because we're all connected as one, the higher good of all. So be a channel to that information. Know that you should, it is good to go along with the process, to go where you feel led, to take the risk, to love yourself that much, to understand why we're here again, and that is to create. We are all here to deliberately create. And there can be rocky times with that, and then smooth times, and then sideway exits, sometimes going back and coming forward again, and sometimes fast forward at a great bit of speed. So buckle your seatbelt. Enjoy that ride. Understand that you are here to be an adventurer, and to also understand how very powerful you are. You are made in the image and likeness of your Creator. And there is amazingly, wonderfully, no one else like you on this whole planet, in the whole universe, actually. And really understand that and love that and milk that. You are a joy and a pride to what created you. You are the master of your path. Always be creating, always be believing, always be taking chances, always be going towards what you most want in your life. And always, when you're going towards, not only want it for you, but want it for everybody else as well. Even if it's a stranger within yourself, congratulate them if you see good coming to another. Always cheer for your fellow man, because at some point it will be your turn to be cheered for. It's how it's supposed to be. What you put out, you get back. It is a flow. It is the circle of life. So I hope that you are able to understand why inspired action is so very important, and why it has to be there in a manifestation process. We don't receive sitting on a couch, often, most of the time. No matter how good we envision, no matter how good we feel, no matter how much we affirm that we have already what we've asked for, we have to get up off that couch and walk out the door. Perhaps we have to play that lottery ticket, or apply for that job, or walk into that school or training. See where to go and allow yourself to go there. That's what inspired action is all about. But again, never give up hope, never give up faith, always be a believer. And we are at a time right now that it is joyful to watch. All of us are coming into a place of wanting hope, of wanting to feel good. And I want to say probably 3/4 of us are just fed up with it being any other way. We don't want doom and gloom. We want to believe. We want to have hope. We want to have trust. These are the times, the awakening time. I've also noticed that karma is working more quicker. It can take forever sometimes, karma, and we should not wish for it for another, because it'll boomerang back to us. But I noticed it the other day with myself. I was doing something, and then I saw it in action later come back to me. And I went, oh, look at that, I did that. Wow, that was in the same day. Now, it wasn't anything that ruined my life or anything overly negative. It was just about what I chose to say came back to me in some way from another person. It was a different topic, not direct, but I saw the connection. So be mindful about what you are feeling, what you are saying. If you are gossiping about someone, no matter how you feel about gossip, it's going to come back on you. It may be about you, or it may be someone who just wants to gossip with you, and you may not like it, but you're only getting back what you're projecting out. What you project out comes back to you. So it's very important to project out love and best intentions and hope for blessings and peace and wholeness and healing. If you want healing for yourself, feel yourself healing, but also send out healing to others and give them healing too in some way. It can be nonverbal. We don't always have to express ourselves with our voice. But again, so very important, what you put out, you get back. I always make sure that I say thank you. I always make sure, even if I'm not feeling a smile, to smile, because smiles are contagious. And at some point, I'm going to feel that smile back. It is the greatest medicine, the greatest tool, the greatest way to navigate this earth. Now, yes, we can all get cranky. Even me. But try not to stay in that crankiness, that's all. No, notice it. Am I tired? Am I just drained? It's usually about tiredness, I find. For someone who is positive in nature, if you're a cranky person because you have some unhealed anger and rage, then that's different than what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, go at it, because what isn't healed within you makes certain that you get back what you want, not get back a projection of who you are in some way. Now, sometimes I've had projection onto me that doesn't feel comfortable because it's not for me. That's when you don't allow that. Don't allow somebody else to vent onto you. Yes, I am one of those people that, yes, people like to vent. That's a compliment to me. And I don't always mind it. I'm okay with it. It's when the venting is a personal attack. That's what I'm talking about. When the vent is, I want to make myself feel better by damaging you. Nope, 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 no. That's just plain awful. That is the lowest. That is one of the lowest energies you can put upon another person, and you'll get it back. You'll get it back multiplied. It is just the way it's set up. But yes, can we all sometimes be tired and have a shortness? Absolutely. Can we be in physical pain and have a shortness? Absolutely. When I went through some physical pain last year, I had shortness of patience, and I actually noted it and said to one, I wasn't overly nasty, I was just short. I'm sorry. I actually apologized and said, it's not you, it's me. I'm feeling challenged right now. I'm sorry. So own it. Own what you're putting out in every way. And receive the blessings. There's so many givers that think that they're not allowed to receive, that they're not worthy, that they're not deserving. Open that door, those windows, everything. You deserve to receive. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to know you're valued. Always know that. It's so, so very important. Another thing, and perhaps the last thing I want to say to you today. When you take inspired action, and when you are clear about your goals, when you are manifesting, envisioning, affirming, it is all right to share to some degree. You should not work against yourself. But truly, best results come from it being a solo, independent job. Allow those around you to see your successes when they physically appear. Yes, you can inspire them through your positive energy, but a private, quiet solo worker is just more powerful. So don't necessarily talk about your plans, but also implement every single one of them. So, so very important to do. And keep on doing it and keep on doing it in a resilient, unstoppable way. Again, it will pay off for you and probably magnified. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you all so very much. If you are listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And anywhere that you're listening to it, thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to speaking to you again next week. And until then, many blessings. I hope that you attain and see everything you would want this week. And thank you, all the best. Take care.